So now we can get some things ready while that plow finishes. And we still have money, like kind of a lot. So one thing we could consider with that money is buying more land and getting into chickens, but then that would mean we'd have to either buy or lease more, you know, more field stuff. And this is only 140. So we might just buy this land anyway, just to have it. I was not expecting to have that much leftover money, but let's do like a cycle of silage, just to make sure I'm not forgetting something super important. But if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it while we have all this leased. So we want to, there we go. That's fertilized. It doesn't need plowed, it doesn't need limed, I mean, that's really nice. And what is, it's something's on it that's growing. It looks like barley. No. Oat. No. What color? Oh, that's actually way worse. We probably just wouldn't pick up the potatoes. We'd probably just plow over it. And if you harvest the potatoes, then it's going to need plowed, right? Because that's a root crop. So this could become our wheat field, and then we'll have, then we can put some chickens here, and that would be good to go. Do we want to do it? I kind of do. That would take us down to 140. We'd have less than 100 grand. So we would need, we'd still need harvest. We need all the things, but by the time it was ready to harvest, we'd probably make enough to buy. Okay, I need to find a better route. I'm going to drive through the field one last time. I need to remember when I come out of the shop, I need to go right, like west, right away. Might as well, right? Otherwise we're just sitting on 240,000. And we don't really need to be sitting on that much when we could turn it into money. We can always take out a small loan. If we need to take a couple $100 grand out as loans, that's fine. Because again, we have that placeable, that generator, that wind turbine. Okay, I am going to take over for just a bit. And we're going to get this top line plowed under. Because if we buy this today, like right now, we could just use this plow. Granted, it's a little slower, but we already have it leased, so we could use this plow to just go sort of reset that field. And then what month is it? It is August, so we can't even, well, let's see. Planting season. Yeah, so we could plant wheat or barley tomorrow. Or the next day, which is what we want. One of those is fine, and then we'd have probably be good on chicken feed for the year once it's harvested. So that's one thing with seasons is you kind of have to do things or wait, right? Like if we don't do it now, we have to wait until the next year, and that's a long time to wait. So I think I've just convinced myself, let's just do it. And if we run out of money, well, yeah, we're going to be fine. Okay, so this should be a money-making start. We have silage all ready to go. Like, the industry. And then we should be able to get wheat like planted, at least. And then by the time we harvest it, which will be, we'll probably do barley just so we can harvest it in June. That's a year away. We'll have hopefully money by then, or yeah, we'll have enough money to lease, if not buy, a harvester. And if we want chickens in the meantime, we can just buy chicken feed if we have the money for it. So still got 95 grand, no debt, so it's not like that's ever going to go down with our placeable and our lack of debt. That shouldn't ever drop. All right, let's get this limed up. I'd always do that with lime. I really don't want to miss any of it, because then it'll forever be missed, since we don't ever redo the grass, or we don't want to at least. I need to just make sure I get all of it. Okay. So yeah, it has been quite a while of farming. It basically just January was very, very, very busy. Both work and evenings just filled up very quickly, and I couldn't find time during evenings or weekends to either record one or batch record any, so I think I can get back on schedule now as we kind of go into February, at least for a couple months, and then usually like end of March or at least April and May are insane. And I think if you look through my channel history, you'll probably find April and May are, I missed it. You just miss a tiny spot, and it takes so much time. I don't know why I don't just overlap more. You'll probably find that I usually am lacking videos in April and May. I mean, I know I'm lacking videos a lot, but for sure those 2 months I'm usually just not able to. But we'll see. See how things go. That's a ways away. But hopefully starting a new series, especially with this, I still call it Start From Scratch, even though it's technically not the hard mode Start From Scratch, but just starting with like a blank slate is, I think it's a lot of fun. You have a little more ownership of like your farm, because in the last LP where you start on easy, you don't get to decide on what you start with or where your house goes or what land you have. So this is just a little more fun to have that initial decision making. I think we can hire this guy. And then let's just go ahead and keep going here. I know we don't need to plow, but this will save us from having to rent or buy a cultivator this year. And once you lease the thing, it's cheap to just keep it for a little while, because you've already paid that initial cost. So now, if we go here, so that'll be nice, we don't have to fertilize it either. So it's already going to be fertilized. Oops. We won't need to plow, we won't need to lime. We already have a roller for after we plant. We'll already have a planter. So maybe we don't plant, well, we already have the roller. Shoot. And you can seed grass pretty much all year. Well, we'll just have the planter leased for another day, so it'll be a little pricey, because I think you pay like a daily leasing cost. I don't remember how it works. Yeah, so it is a couple grand per, the per hour rate's pretty expensive too, depending on what you get. Let's take control of this again. We don't need to pay someone for this job. Do a couple more passes. We may have to go buy more lime. I could probably do this in one pass, but I'm not gonna risk. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna do 2 passes. It's less stressful. I know I'm gonna miss little things like that anyway, so we'll just do it. We may have to go get one more bag of lime. Oh well. The nice thing is if we do, we can just unload it at the shop and it'll still be ours, so it's not like we waste any of it. Okay, our game sound is on, but it is really quiet. I don't know if I'll be able to... It's maybe too loud. That's better. I don't know why it got turned down that much, so hopefully I can fix some of that in post. But the first 30-40 minutes of this might be a bit quiet. I should be better. Any louder than I feel like I have to talk over too much. Shoot. Okay, so I wanted to see, so we need to get that there. That's weird that like this middle part is fertilized. That's strange. Okay, let's go buy 1 bag of lime. And again, I'll need to remember to drive on pathways. And then path on roadways, right? Is that the joke? Oh, another thing we could do for money is I could just, honestly, I could just find a map online probably of like all the collectibles and just do like a collectibles episode. Like we're just gonna get this map, give credit to whoever's website it is, and just take, I don't know how long it would take, probably an hour if we had a map, because there's like 100 of them, and just go collect them all. Like I'm never gonna find them myself. The only reason I was able to find them in previous games is because you used to like get 10 of them, I think 10-ish, and then they would just show up on the map like all the others, and so you could just use the actual in-game map. But on this one, I felt like I collected 20-ish, 15 to 20, and that never happened, so I'm thinking they took that away, which I feel like would make it impossible, and I don't care enough to go hunt them down myself, so maybe we'll just do that, do a collectibles episode, and I'll label it as such, so if you're not interested in just watching me go around collecting collectibles, then you can just obviously not waste your time watching that, but that would give us a huge influx of cash. Like I think 100, if there's 100 collectibles, it'd give us 100,000, because you get 1,000 per. And then I don't know if there's like a bonus reward. I think they said something in one of the dev videos that you get like a viewer, like something appears on your farm where you can view them, but I don't know how that is if you don't have the default farm or how that works at all, so I don't know. But the money alone would be pretty nice. So there's our home. We could probably upgrade to the actual house at some point, not too far off. Alright, finish this strip, and then there is one dot way over there we have to go get, or else it'll drive me mad the whole, like all the time. So There it is. Okay. And that's it. That's all we need. We don't need this machine anymore because we don't have to lime this field. And we don't have to fertilize. So that's pretty cool. We may have to lime next year. We don't know. You have to lime every 3 harvests. Not with grass, but with actual harvesting. So who knows, maybe next time we harvest wheat on that field, or barley, whatever we plant, but we can always lease it again. It's not too big a deal. We also, I think I'm just gonna get rid of this lime. Otherwise you just have like a pallet of lime that you're just pushing around, and it's just sort of there, and it bothers me, and it's not that expensive, so we're not gonna unload, we're just getting rid of it. It won't make or break us. But I do want to come over here just in case it does unload it automatically. I don't want it in the way. So we're going to turn this in before we forget. Return. Okay. So yeah, if you do want to keep the lime, you do have to unload it manually. Now, are we ready to plant? Yeah. If we want to save some money, we can wait to plant till tomorrow. Because I don't think we're getting grass. Let's see, August, September, October, November. Well, we could do a silage. If we plant grass today, we'll get silage in November. It won't be a ton. 1, 2, 3. But I think it would at least be worth more than waiting to plant till tomorrow. And the reason we'd wait to plant till tomorrow is because if we do it today, then we'll have to lease the planter and roller for 2 days. And that's okay. We're just going to do that. So we want a pretty good sized seeder. We'll just do this one because they won't take a terribly long time. And we'll lease, and it's expensive, and that's okay. And I think we've already bought the seed. So we just have to make sure we change it out. So in the bottom right, I'm going to hit Y until we have the grass symbol. That's radish. There we go. There should be plenty. Seeds seems to like dissipate slowly, very slowly. I really like this seeder. I used it a lot in my tutorial videos, and it just seems to, well, it's wide, and then it just seems to kind of move quickly and control really nicely, at least for me, so. Yeah, the one problem with field 53 is this angle here. These angles always get weird. We could like get our field to a nice rectangle and cut it off, which we might do someday. And that also give us like this nice land here if we want to put sheep or something. And I haven't done that in 22. There used to be a equipment that you would roll and delete. You'd like physically delete your field. It might be this. Well, this is the, no. So maybe now you are just supposed to use the, so what I would do, or what I have done in this game, is I'll just come in here and use the paint, and I'll go to grass, and then you can just paint it, and it'll just turn it into grass, except not really, because it won't actually grow grass like this, which is sort of frustrating. It'll just be like ungrassed grassland. So it's an option. I'm not going to do it yet. We want to make sure we have max yield at the start, but having that little bit of land for chickens or something would be maybe kind of nice. Okay. So we have grass, we have our planter. Now we lower it, turn it on, and we drive. Now if all things went well, we need to roll, and we should have grass. So complaint number 3. When I load up a game, so like the next time I record and I go, you know, start farming sim, load this file, this will automatically be off. It doesn't like save it, which is annoying. It's not a big deal, but I always, every time I start a new game or like load a game, I have to go into filters and turn on grass because I like to do grass. It's an industry I usually do. I wish they would just save your filters, like what you've turned on and off. Like, I will then also have to go turn off mulched. I just like keeping that off because I don't want to see if something is mulched or needs, I don't care. I don't want to deal with mulching. So yeah, just while I'm complaining today, that's one of them. All right, so we have a nice strip. I did hire a worker because I don't trust myself with planting. I just make too many mistakes. And it usually ends up taking way too long, and I don't mind spending a little tiny bit of money. I will take this job back over then, so we don't hire 2 workers, and then otherwise I would just be sitting around staring at the screen. The other thing we could do is check missions, but well, there's really nothing right now that's worth money. I would say the best missions to do are harvest missions, because you get to keep some of the crop. Once you finish it, before you turn it in, you can keep whatever yield is left. And so it's really good if you need something quickly and you don't want to wait a year. Oh gosh, these trees are going to be a problem. But you know what we can do with those trees if they're a problem? Just cut them down. We'll buy a chainsaw for $1,000 and get a stump remover and get rid of them. So, not today. That could be a different day, but I definitely think those trees will be gone at some point. So otherwise our workers are just always going to stop short of where they need to be. While we're thinking about it, let's just buy one. We're not even going to use it, but now we have it. Then you'll have it. Is that the old Arrested Development quote? It's always so funny. Like, yeah, then you'll have it. I might be misquoting it. It's been a few years since I watched it. But I am watching Ozark with Jason Bateman. I think everything he does is gold. And that show is gold. And Arrested Development is gold. Even the quote-unquote new seasons, which are now old, I guess. Like the Netflix seasons. Loved them. I thought Fake Block was like one of the funniest storyline bits in that show or any show. I thought it was so clever. Fake Block. Anyway. Let's see. Tutorial wise, I think I'm done with new tutorials. I think I've kind of covered everything. I was going to do one on cotton, and then I started preparing for it, and I was like, this is, like, there's nothing to say. Like, sometimes I'll prepare a tutorial and just be like, there's nothing here. Like, cotton is the same as all other crops. Like, you just plant it with a planter like you would any other planting crop. Then you harvest it with a cotton harvester. And now that the game kind of labels things nicely, it didn't need a video just to say that, I guess. So if you're someone who doesn't know how to do cotton and you're waiting waiting for me, there's really nothing. Like you just, I'll do it right now, here. Planter. There's the cotton symbol, so you use that. And you go here, and see, this is what I mean. Like they label things so nicely now, it's just easy to figure out. They even have these packs, which I love, so if you just go to cotton, do they have a cotton one? I don't even know. Yeah, look, it's just all there. Like, it's really awesome. So I started preparing for that video, and I'm like, well, there's really nothing. The weirdest thing about cotton is that it makes really, really big bales. I didn't have much more to say than that, so that is why there's no cotton tutorial. There is still one from like 2017 when they first introduced cotton. I think it's all the same still, except now you can put cotton in your spinnery to make cotton, to make cloth. I think that is correct. So, yeah. I think I've done all the other tutorials. I will, whenever they come out with DLC, I usually do I just label them tutorial, even though a DLC video is not really a tutorial. I don't really know where else to put it. So I just always categorize it as tutorial, and then I'll do like whatever DLC, this DLC. So those will come out, and I need to update probably 2 of them for sure. I need to update the horses video because horses are a joke now. So if you go watch my tutorial right now, you'll see that horses were like pretty good money makers, just like they were in 19. I think within 4 days of like riding and getting your horse like fully trained or whatever, you'd profit a couple thousand per horse. So it's pretty profitable, especially for the time like physically spent training the horse and riding it around. And now they are not profitable, even if you keep them for 2 years. What is this? Just one little weed. Yep. Oh, we found you.